So let's get straight to this big conversation where you have a big company on your hand worth several billions of US dollars, and that's Dangote Cement, Nigeria's largest cement maker, and not just here, but across the African continent. The group managing director and chief executive, Onvander, is here in the studios to talk to us about his earnings. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming through. Let's start with these key numbers that you just released to the markets. Talk us through it in summary.
Yep. Very good headline growth. So we had a 25% revenue growth, 25% volume growth. So very good top line growth. We have sacrificed some margin during the year. We had a tough year like everybody else. So in terms of margin, we have suffered. We declined by about 10 basic points. But the good news is, if you go further down the bottom line, we hold our own. On EBITDA level, we are more or less the same as last year. And on net profit level, we managed to get a little bit higher net profit and have therefore proposed also to increase our dividend.
In terms of the key issues for your company within the Nigerian space last year, like everyone else?
Yes, like everybody else.
But where does a shoe pinch your company a lot harder perhaps than others?
I don't say it will be pinching us harder. It's just the size, and so it is. It's the same problem, but a bigger problem.
Energy is one of them.
Energy and currency are the big ones, and energy, the lack of gas. Our plants are built to run on gas, and the severe lack of gas has hurt us a lot because we had to replace it with LPFO, which is about 3 times as expensive. Yeah, so that was the big problem, especially in Q3. We've done a lot of work to see that we are prepared for the future. We have equipped all our plants in the meantime, and we are ready with the whole program for all the plants in Nigeria. We can run them on coal. So first of all, the plants have to be technically equipped to run on coal. So that's the first. The second one.
That's an investment.
That's an investment.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, and a lot of time goes into equipping your plants. Now they can run on 3 types of fuel, either LPFO, coal, or gas. So at all times we have 3 options.
Yeah. That's very interesting. What was the second line?
So that is step number 1. But then you have to have the coal. If you don't have gas, you don't have LPFO, you have to have the coal. And that is where the foreign currency comes in. So we would like it has been our strategy as Dangote Group and also Dangote Cement, we want to integrate backwards and be self-reliant, Nigerian self-reliant in all we do. So we try to avoid...
You were importing coal from South Africa?
That's right.
But how much did you spend last year importing coal from SA?
Too much.
Give me a figure.
I don't have the figure right, but it's a lot of money. So what we are doing is now we have both working with local producers who produce local coal for us, and we're buying from them, and we have developed our own coal mine, and as we speak we have started using our own coal mine.
Are you involved in the exploration and the extraction of coal? Are you buying equipment? Are you involved in that, or you just buy from third party?
No, so we are very much involved in extracting it, importing equipment, and digging out the coal ourselves. Yes. So we're doing end-to-end production and extraction.
So somewhere along the line, you will have to take out the third party and take ownership of it end-to-end.
Not necessarily that we have to take out the third party. As long as it's produced in Nigeria, we are already happy, because then it is naira cost for us, and so that is a long way in making us self-reliant.
One of the key issues for a market is still about pricing of cement products. It's always this price war, as it were.
Yep.
So where are we as far as this competition in pricing is concerned? That's what I'm sure a lot of your shareholders who are Nigerians, who are retail investors, also would want to hear,
yep.
And those who are in big business of real estate who want to buy massively, or government who wants to buy, and say, look, how much is the retail price of your product?
Yep. So you're right, and you mentioned a few stakeholders. So there are the buyers of our products, there are the shareholders of our product, and there are many more stakeholders. I think what is very important is in 2016 we have managed as Dangote, and therefore as a cement industry, to become, as Nigerians, completely self-reliant on cement. So we don't have to import cement. On the contrary, we have been able to export more on a net basis than we have been importing as Nigeria. So I think that's a very important milestone we have achieved. Secondly, I think on average, certainly if you take into account the movement of the Naira, cement prices have come down quite substantially in the last 2 years. So that is good for the consumer. That is maybe not so good for my shareholders. But where I could compensate the shareholders is because the prices, certainly in the beginning of 2016, were much lower, my volume which I could sell was also much higher. So that was the right sweet spot we had for most of the year in 2016, that yes, prices were lower, which is good for consumer, but volumes were much higher and I could hold our own in terms of profit, which was good for my shareholders. So I hope to do the same in 2017.
Your volume in the Nigeria's market was down 22% year on year. That's quite significant.
That's for the last quarter, yes. But if you look at year to year, so 2016, and quarter to quarter, you can always have differences. We're actually up double-digit numbers, and that was in 2016 when Nigeria officially was in a recession. And normally, if you see a country in a recession, you see negative growth year on year, and we have managed to grow double-digit.
I'm just about to, will you be doing any price adjustment anytime soon? And when I said adjustment, I'm using that very carefully because the adjustment could be to the north or to the south.
Yep. You're right, it could be both ways. We're very competitive.
Which one is more likely to happen? Not because I'm going to put you on the spot. Which one is likely to happen?
I think for now we are happy. We hopefully have again reached a sweet spot where we are happy. We will look at what is happening with cost, with import prices, with all of that. If anything, the logic will say that prices would more trend up than downwards, but we are always prepared, and like I said, we are very competitive. So we will do what is needed to serve the interest of both our consumers and our shareholders.